Okay, welcome back everyone to our channel. Trendline Forex here. Today we're gonna have a quick look at gold before the news. For those of you who are not aware, we've got a Fed interest rate decision later on today. Make sure to double check the time, your time zone, whether it is correct up here in the economic calendar, whichever one you use. This is FX Street. So we've got the Fed interest rate decision coming out later today, and 30 minutes later we've got the FOMC press conference as well. All right, so very important news. And considering how the market has been moving lately, I'm pretty sure we will see a lot of volatility coming into the market later today during those news. Okay. And this week we've also got NFP on Friday, something else to be aware of. Okay, now earlier today we've also had the Bank of Japan interest rate decision, and why I've got the economic calendar open here is just to show you that although there wasn't expecting any changes around the interest rate decision from Bank of Japan, we had higher interest rates. Okay, again, so we may have some surprises every now and then with the events. So you're looking at what's expected, what was the previous numbers, and what are the actual numbers, and sometimes you do get surprised. So if we have a look at gold, this is the weekly time frame. Now I want to start off from the weekly time frame because I want you to see this last a bit of price action here from the past few months. Okay, so we've already tested those levels a few times on a few occasions, and by the way, not last week, the week before that. You can see what type of candle we had right here. Okay, so we had a long wick to the upside, and I was expecting to see some sort of a pullback, which we had as well. And last week's candle is kind of a pin bar candle because we've got wicks on both sides of the body. One below the body, and there's another wick, pretty much the same size, same length, above the body as well. And then we've got the body right in the middle. So if there was a longer wick to the downside, something like this, but in the opposite direction, then I would definitely be looking for a continuation up, and that's what I'm expecting overall. I think long term we will see gold continuing, basically weak US dollar, which means a continuation to the upside on other major instruments as well, traded against the US dollar. But what we need to pay attention to is obviously the news that we've got today. So I'm not going to be looking to enter a trade right now, definitely not before the news. Now there's a couple of scenarios to look for. And in our premium channel, where I'm sending out daily video analysis on all those instruments, what I talked about yesterday was that I'm not expecting to see any lower values on gold, at least short term. And that was because if you look at the chart on euro dollar, while the euro dollar was forming lower highs and lower lows, this is not what we had here on gold. Okay, instead of that, we had a lower high and a lower low, and then price kind of reversed the trend here on the 1 hour time frame. So I'm going to delete all that. And what do I mean by that? Well, this is what was the price action on euro dollar. Okay, and instead of that, this is exactly what we had here on gold. So we had a lower high, lower low, and then on that 1 hour time frame we actually formed a higher low, higher than this previous one. So as soon as I saw that, and that price has formed this higher low, I said that we're probably going to see a continuation to the upside. Okay, and so I'm expecting to see price testing those previous levels, and that's where we currently are. Now what is it going to happen? Well, like I said, I am expecting to see a continuation to the upside, but in order for me to enter a trade, first of all, I have to wait for the news. Okay, so I'm only going to be trading after the news, and it doesn't mean today. This may be later on this week, because we've also got NFP coming out on Friday, or I may be looking for trading opportunities next week. Really depends on how price action develops. Now if we continue to the upside and we manage to break above this resistance at 2,430, then I'm simply going to wait for a pullback, some sort of a pullback, where I'm going to be looking to take a long trade. Okay, ideally I really wanted to see price continuing lower and tapping into this level right around 1320, maybe even slightly below that. Okay, that's where I wanted to see go, so I can then anticipate some long positions here. That didn't happen. Instead of that, it looks like we've got some momentum to the upside, so we're currently testing previous highs. Well, it really depends, because like I said, we are currently testing important resistance in price, and at the same time we've got the FOMC later today, so we may see this push to the downside. Okay, even if we don't break below this most recent low, at least the retest will still give us a better trading opportunities, because if price comes down here to retest this previous low and it gives us some sort of a reversal signal, say for example a long rejection wick to the downside with a bullish candle close, then we can look for trading opportunities, we can look for entries, placing our stop loss just below that reversal. So this is going to give us a really good risk to reward ratio, because even if you're only targeting the previous highs up here, then this is a pretty good risk to reward ratio again, even though I would probably expect higher values than this previous high. Okay, so it's very important to be patient, wait for price, see how it reacts to this current high, and also see how it reacts around the news. Okay, so if you look at the dollar index, for example, this is again the 4-hour time frame, and you know, we've got this initial move to the downside, then we've got the pullback for price to test the 38.2 level. Now what am I looking at? Obviously I think price will eventually continue lower, okay, which is going to push price up on euro dollar, on pound dollar, on gold as well. But we've got this pullback, and then we've got some sort of a reversal here, which is actually a pretty decent reversal signal, and then price is just about to drop and eventually continue lower. To me that seems to be very easy, you know. I'm pretty sure a lot of people managed to get into some trades right here, placing their stop losses up there. So what I actually think is probably going to happen is we're probably going to see another push to the upside, just so the market can take out all the market participants placing their stop loss above this high, and then we're going to see that reversal eventually at some point. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not really sure when I'm going to get an entry, but I'm currently not long or short on gold. I just want to wait for price to give me a clear setup where I can enter and be confident about my entry. Okay, so if we look at gold, like I said, we may actually come and retest that previous low. And what does that mean? Well, if you, let's say, drop to the 1-hour time frame, or even if you stick to the 4-hour time frame, if, let's say for example, you see some sort of a rejection signal around this resistance, okay, a long wick to the upside with a candle closing down here, for example, something like this, then you can look to sell with targets down at this previous low. Okay, now this will be an aggressive entry, so make sure you reduce your lot size and take advantage of this opportunity if something like this happens. And if not, just be patient, because like I said, even if a price breaks above the current highs, then where are you going to enter a trade? You still need to wait for a pullback so you can get a decent risk to reward ratio, right? Now I think that's pretty much all when it comes to gold. Like I said, we're either going to see some lower levels that price will retest before it goes up, or we're going to be looking for that breakout and retest pattern right around here. Okay, and even though we look at the crypto market every Friday, if you haven't seen my previous videos, make sure to do so. I just want to give you a very quick update, because what I talked about previously was that we're heading up here to test that major resistance in price right around the 72k. Well, looking at the daily time frame, we've already got some reversal signals around here. So before we come back up to retest that resistance, I think we're going to see some sort of a pullback. Okay, and what that means is if you drop down on the 1-hour time frame, you can eventually look for short-term selling opportunities. So let's say price come up here to retest the structure, and as soon as you see some sort of a reversal signal, you can then drop down on the lower time frames and look for that reversal, or you can stick to the 1-hour and the 4-hour time frames and look for some rejection signals long wicks to the upside. Either one of those works. You can then look for short-term trading opportunities and see where price is heading, because I'm not sure how far it's going to go down, but if you manage to get a good entry, you can then move your stop to break even, and as price is continuing lower, you can increase your profit potential as you're moving your stop loss along with price. Okay, so just a quick update here on Bitcoin, but there will be a video on Friday as well, so make sure to subscribe to this channel, check out my previous videos, also have a look at the description below this video, and you can join our free Telegram channel and join our email newsletter as well. That's where we send weekly updates on gold, on Bitcoin, and other instruments that you can see here on my watch list. Okay, so that's pretty much all for now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Leave a comment below this video. Let me know, what do you think about gold? Do you currently have any trades, and what kind of setups are you waiting for? I'll see you in the next one.